I've been living in Vietnam with my family for 4 months and we absolutely love it. However, I have noticed that many of the travel videos about Vietnam don't talk about the actual risks that exist here, or they don't talk about family-specific travel concerns. If you've been considering taking a family trip to Vietnam, you might be wondering if Vietnam is in fact a safe family travel destination and what the actual risks are. And while Vietnam is very welcoming and low crime, there are some specific hidden risks that it's important to be aware of. Today I'm sharing our safety plan for those things that you may not have considered so you can enjoy your Vietnamese adventure without stress. I've broken this down into 7 key areas, so grab a coffee, settle in, and let's talk about how to keep your family safe in Vietnam. First up, mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are a real issue in Vietnam. Japanese encephalitis, malaria, and dengue are all present. Mosquito bites are annoying at best and can be deadly at worst. Dengue has a 3-year epidemic cycle, and the last one was in 2023. In 2025, Vietnam saw a 20% increase in cases, which suggests the start of an epidemic cycle. Given that cases are increasing, it makes sense to take precautions against getting mosquito bites. While most cases are mild to moderate, up to 10% of people who contract dengue can end up with severe complications. We combat mosquitoes by using DEET-based repellent twice a day. We use mosquito coils, we have mosquito screens on the door, and we also avoid dawn and dusk. In the evenings, if we're heading out, we put the kids into long sleeve clothes, usually white, because mosquitoes are more attracted to darker colours. This is a hard one, especially for animal-loving kids. Stray dogs and cats are everywhere in Vietnam, and while they may look sweet and cuddly, a scratch could expose you and your family to rabies. Rabies is endemic in Vietnam, with dozens of people dying from the disease every year. Rabies treatment is available. Unfortunately, it is almost always fatal without treatment. The main hosts of rabies in Vietnam are dogs and cats. So we have a very strict policy of not touching the pets we see. No matter how cute the dog is, or how friendly the cat is, or how much the kids beg, and they do beg, we explain to the kids that the animal might be sick in ways that we can't see, and it's for their safety as well as for the animal's comfort. And speaking of animals, if you do visit places where monkeys are present, they also are carriers of rabies and have been known to bite and scratch people, and they're also expert pickpockets. So keep your kids' clothes and your pockets zipped. If a bite or scratch does happen from any animal in Vietnam, it necessitates an immediate trip to the emergency room for immediate treatment. One more quick note on the wildlife. Vietnam is home to a number of venomous snakes, particularly in rural areas, jungles, and sometimes in your backyard. The good news is that they are shy and encounters are unusual. The key is simple. Teach children if they see a snake, they stop, back away, and get an adult. They do not get to stop, take photos, or poke it. Vietnam has excellent private hospitals in the major cities like Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh City, and Da Nang, which are designed to meet international standards. When you're traveling with a family in Vietnam, healthcare tends to fall into one of 2 categories. It's either something very minor or something pretty major. For the small things like a cough or a rash that you can treat yourself, you will find pharmacies everywhere. You won't need an appointment, you can just walk straight in. Most pharmacists are used to seeing travellers and will give you whatever you need without any fuss. If something requires a doctor urgently, we skip the public hospitals and go directly to a private international hospital, like Vinmec or Family Medical Practice. In cities like Hanoi, Da Nang and Ho Chi Minh City, these facilities are modern and the staff will speak English. For things like a stomach bug or a fever, we've found that the local doctors are excellent and surprisingly cost-effective. And one last thing, dental emergencies. Vietnam has world-class dental care at surprisingly cost-effective prices. In fact, I took my family of 4 for checkups and it cost us less than $25 for the 4 of us. Bottom line is that medical and dental care in Vietnam is fantastic and it shouldn't be a reason to not travel here. That being said, make sure you've got travel insurance because you never know what could happen. Here's something that surprised me. Prescription medications. Many of the medications that require a prescription back home are available over the counter here. Pharmacies are abundant and they are incredibly affordable. And they're incredibly convenient too, because if you can find a WhatsApp phone number or Zalo, you can usually contact them and they will deliver to you for a small fee. Infrastructure is developing rapidly in Vietnam, but it can be hazardous and unpredictable if you're not paying attention. Sidewalks are rarely uniform. You'll encounter holes, motorbikes parked across your path, and even the occasional excavator. It's less of a dedicated walkway and more of a multi-use space. We have found it best to keep the little ones close and to encourage everybody to pay attention while walking. Because of the inconsistent walkways, we opted out of using a stroller and decided to use a high-quality baby carrier instead. A sturdy baby carrier is much more convenient for navigating the sidewalks while keeping your hands free. You'll also notice construction is constant and the sites are rarely cordoned off. We make it a habit to give the construction sites a wide berth and keep the children off any materials that are on the street. Vietnam has incredible water-based activities, but the safety standards might not be what you're used to back home. Most beaches don't have lifeguards or warning flags, and rip currents can be strong. We never let the children go deeper than their knees, and we always swim as a family, never alone. Even at nice hotels, pool supervision is pretty much non-existent. We never assume someone else is watching, so we're at the pool. That means no distractions, no phones, and one of us is generally always in the water with the kids. Something else I've noticed is that pools here pretty much never have child-safe fencing, so it's really important to be mindful of where your children are at all times. And finally, let's talk about the heat, because this one can sneak up on you. Depending on where you are and the time of year, the temperature can get up to 35 to 40 degrees Celsius with intense humidity. Heat exhaustion and heat stroke can happen in kids quickly, and it is serious. So hydration is the key. When we're out and about, we're constantly stopping for a break and a cold drink. Most places will have water, fizzy drinks, and Pocari Sweat, which is a local hydration or sports drink. We also love grabbing a fresh coconut. They are packed with electrolytes and the kids love it. The sun here is brutal. It's very similar to Australia, where it reaches above UV10 most days between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. So we pretty much never go out during that time. We go home, chill out, or go to indoor attractions. Sunscreen is actually really easy to find here. You can find Banana Boat and a couple of other brands at just about every store. I think when traveling with kids, it's important to only travel as fast as your littlest can tolerate. Children have a much lower tolerance for heat and stress than adults do. So to make everything better for everyone, we prefer to plan shorter outings than long, exhausting days where everyone comes back ratty and tired. And finally, if anyone's feeling off, we stop immediately, find some shade, hydrate, and cool down. Now I want to show you the first aid kit that we use in Vietnam. This little bag goes with us everywhere. And inside it has just enough first aid to get us through the day. We have some children's Panadol and some adult Panadol, of course. Then we have some Band-Aids in a range of sizes, including some kids print ones, some first aid antiseptic cream, which helps keep wounds clean here in Vietnam. This is a children's antihistamine, just in case we need it. And then we have some Dermaid, which is hydrocortisone cream, really good for making bug bites stop itching. And we also have Stop Itch, which we brought with us from Australia. Bit of wound ointment. And finally, some gauze. And you can buy all this stuff very cheaply in Vietnam at pharmacies. I know I just spent 10 minutes talking about a whole heap of risks and precautions you'll need to take to travel in Vietnam, and you might be wondering, is it worth it? I can't tell you how much risk you're willing to take for your family, but for us, it's been an invaluable experience. Our kids are trying new foods, learning to be flexible, and to appreciate different ways of living. They are learning that the world is big and beautiful, and that no matter where you go, people are kind and welcoming. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to drop a comment below. Tell me, what is your biggest concern about traveling to Vietnam with kids? Or if you've been here before, what's one tip that you'd add to this list? I can't wait to read your comments. Thank you so much for watching. And until the next video, safe travels.